Hey guys, welcome back to the HVAC ADHD podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy Begley. Today's episode is about as close to live as we can realistically get. Well, not really. We could have just went live, but we didn't. We literally filmed this and turned it around the same day because the conversation was too good to sit on. I'm jumping on with my good buddy, Adam Koehler. Last time Adam was on, we talked about content credits, the platform trying to change how people pay for media by letting you buy individual articles instead of getting trapped into subscription hell. Since then, things have moved fast. In this episode, we get into AI, SEO, GEO, AEO, content authority, private equity, the future of search, and why contractors and business owners better start paying attention to how the internet is changing, because the old just build a website and hope people find it strategy is dead. Was that ever really a strategy? Not really, but SEO isn't the only thing you have to worry about now. This turned into one of those ADHD style conversations where we bounce from journalism to Google AI to HVAC to private equity to Disney, and somehow it all tied back together. If you're trying to understand where business, content, branding, and AI are headed right now, this one's worth your time. Let's jump in. Hey guys, we're jumping on today with my good buddy Adam Koehler, and we're going to do a quick ADHD moment with him. We're going to do a quick catch up. Last time we talked to him, he was just getting started with content credits, and which is a micro payment for media behind paywalls that as I'll let him update us on where they're at with that. But the basic premise is that instead of having to pay for a whole subscription, you get to pay for the article you want to read, and you use a content credit to do that. So Adam, just go ahead and briefly reintroduce yourself. We don't need to go all the way back down memory lane. We did that already, but just briefly introduce yourself and tell us what the heck's going on with content credits and what you're seeing out there with this big AI push that's going on, because you're definitely in the thick of it.
Yeah. I actually just got back from DC also with a bunch of media companies and chatting with them about what they've got going on. But yeah, the idea is you buy $10 worth of credits from us, you get 40 credits. So they're pegged at a quarter each. And then any newspaper we work with, if you hit that paywall and it says, hey, sorry, you need a subscription to read this, instead of getting a subscription, you click a button, use one of your credits, and you get to read the article. So it's essentially democratizing paid content across the web. And, you've got all these newspapers and everybody else, they claim to care about, the poor people and all this other stuff, but you got to be rich to get their subscription. Why not, give your readers the ones you claim that you care about so much?
And if you do do one of these trial subscriptions and you forget about it, God forbid, dude, I did a 7-day thing and I forgot about it. At the worst possible time, $400 came out of my bank account for some crap that I don't even read. I swear,
exactly.
That is a true story. It literally just happened to me. I was so sad about that shit, dude.
Oh, dude, literally this morning, I realized my Koehler.com domain name. I have an email address in Google, and I'm getting charged $28, almost $29 a month for it. And I don't even use it. Like I just did it for my political campaign. I needed it for my website. And I'm like, man, I'm sitting here getting charged $28 a month for something I don't even use. Right. So yeah, I had to downgrade that today to $8. Just in case somebody emails me, you never know.
Oh, I know, because we've switched companies' names and stuff a couple times. I'm constantly, try having to manipulate Google Workspace to, get down to the $8 thing so that I can keep the email address, but, not have to pay for all their other services that they try to sweet you into, so to speak.
Yeah. Well, you see, I'm wearing my Bearcats hat for you today, so I can represent.
I don't even got any. I have on a Lakers hat today. I didn't even wear any Cincinnati stuff. Shame on me.
I just got two.
My mind is my weapon.
Speaking of ADHD, I'm about to go off topic too. I went to GameStop and got my LeBron rookies graded. I got one. It's a PSA 9 now.
Oh, I saw you sent them to me. What did you get them back?
No, not yet. What the crazy thing is they won't ship them here to another GameStop. I actually have to go back to GameStop in Cincinnati, show my ID, and get them from there because that's where I had them. And this was months ago. You know how long it takes PSA to grade stuff.
It's because of chain of command. They don't want anybody, any.
Well, and I appreciate it. I don't want.
Yeah, you don't want no fake stuff either. Let somebody switch your stuff out in the mail and see how you feel about that.
Yeah, my $2,000 card just have some rando coming in, taking my stuff. So or in the mail, definitely. But anyway, long story short, things are going good, man. We've got a deal with the Virginia Press Association which is pretty much every newspaper in Virginia, 170 papers. And so we've got to deal with them. We've got a few papers that we're trying to get onboarded with now. One of the big ones is an organization that is kind of like the content management system for a lot of newspapers, not just in the state of Virginia, but all around the place. So these newspapers that are on this system, think of it like WordPress. Like, think of all the newspapers that are out here on WordPress. Well, this is a specialized system just for newspapers. So a lot of newspapers subscribe to it. It's got all the AEO, the SEO, the AI stuff all tied into it. Makes their lives a whole lot easier to run a newspaper. So we're partnering with them. We're getting our technology. Matter of fact, we're sending them out an email today because we're going back and forth, right? They have a specific technology that we have to kind of integrate with. And we're getting that today. We're getting an email out to them. We have to upload our documentation we just did to our website. So we have a WordPress plugin, which is so easy. Like, if you got a WordPress site,
oh, I love it.
Use our plugin, right? Easy. We have an SDK also that if you don't have a WordPress website, there's some integration stuff that has to happen. So this would be for any other website that's not WordPress. And then we have to get our guy involved, and it's a little more work. So this entire system, I mean, there's hundreds of websites on this system that we could potentially tap into with content credit. So it's a huge move for us. If we can get this integrated and get a bunch of websites on it, it's going to change the trajectory of the company.
You went through some funding, haven't you? A round or two of funding?
Yeah. We just raised essentially a friends and family round using a special purpose vehicle, an SPV. So the state of Kentucky, they said, hey, look, if you can raise 25 grand, we'll match it essentially. And we'll set up this fund so that you can do it. It's like $5 grand to set up a SPV, but they did it for us. This organization called Invest Blue and Key Horse, which is a group out of the state of Kentucky, they matched everything we raised. So we got a little cash. I use that to hire a writer for our newspaper, the Cincinnati Exchange. You can also check it out. It's a Cincy, CINCYX.com. That'll just redirect to the site.
I got we're doing like there.
Yeah, we're doing like 5 to 10 articles a day. I'm writing a couple articles a day. Every time something comes up, I'm writing an article.
Tell everybody what originally got you to the paper. Cause I think if I remember, you're using that in a specific purpose with the content credits as a test vehicle or something like that.
That's right. Yeah. So, I mean, if we're going to sell to newspapers, we should understand what it's like to run a newspaper, right? So, when I was running for my campaigns, you guys know, and some of you guys know I ran as a Republican in the city, which is very difficult. But I also realized that when I was going and I was speaking at all these events, a lot of people would say, hey, I'm getting rid of my local newspaper subscription. I don't like it. They seem like they're leaning the other way. I'm going to get rid of it. So, instead of just thinking politically, I thought this is a market opportunity. If you got all these people that are getting rid of their subscription, what are they replacing it with? So I said, well, we'll start up a more objective paper, truth-telling paper. We'll fact-check everything. We have FAQs at the bottom of every single article. So, if you don't like what we have to say, well, then you don't like facts. I don't know what to tell you. So, that's what we're doing. But we're also talking about just regular stuff that's happening around town in the business community. We've partnered with a group called Boost, discoverboost.com. Stuart Rabkin, he's a big consultant in the business community, the big companies, and all of the people that work with him have all held executive positions. So they're writing articles, which then stream onto our site. We've also got national news now streaming on our site from Center Square. We've got Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana news. So we don't have to write any of that. It's all coming in just to provide extra value to our readers. So we're doing that. We got our news break, which is huge for distribution. We're running close to 1 million impressions so far from our news. That's being syndicated out on Newsbreak. Nextdoor, you guys are familiar with Nextdoor.
Oh, yeah.
That we're on there too. We're on Flipboard. We're working on getting on Apple News. And
I didn't even know Flipboard still existed.
It's still out there, yeah. Ground News is another one. It grades your content on how far left or far right it is, or if it's in the center. We actually just got an email back from them last week. So that's good. We're making progress with that. Apple News would be huge, obviously, if we can get on Apple News. But it's not just about these, syndicating things out. Like, you've got to provide value. So we're learning every time we write an article, we have to do specific things with our content when we structure the page. And this is one of the things I was talking about is you can't just write a blog post or an article anymore. Like the actual page itself has to be structured a specific way. So when the bots come in, they can read it and say, oh, this is your article summary. So you have to wrap that article summary at the top of your blog in a specific type of schema that says, this is an article summary. Your FAQs have to be wrapped in a specific type of schema that says, hey, bot, this is where the FAQs live. And then those FAQs could then get picked up, and that article summary could get picked up in that learning model that Google has.
Dude, literally, I'm going to tell you right now, like I'm hip to that. And we've been going back and redoing all of our old blog articles, like changing the format. And we're making sure, like, I have a sandbox set up in GPT so that all my articles, I just dump them in there and it reformats it right in the right format. Then I put it right onto the site. And I use Yoast on my WordPress. So, we're filling in all the little extra stuff that helps push it out there. But literally, and Karina, who's on the call as a producer here, she's my executive administrative help. Her and I were on a call and together, and a guy called in, and I just happened to take the call, and I asked him, he said, you guys came recommended to us. And so I said, who recommended you? Just so we know. He said, Perplexity AI recommended you. And I'm like, man, that is so great to hear, because been working so hard to like reformat our stuff to get found that way. He's like, yeah, here's the prompt I used. He told me what he asked the thing. He's like, and you came up as the only one that was recommended. He's like, there's another guy in Atlanta that did something similar, but like you're in Knoxville where we want to, where we're building at. So we're going to choose you. And it was all based on an AI decision. So like, it is real life, dude. Like what you're saying is 100% works exactly how you're saying it works.
So your industry,
yep.
Anything, not just, HVAC, but, plumbers, electricians, all the trades.
Anybody that's trying to get found, let's say.
Anybody's trying to get found, like
Yep.
It's what you just said is super important to those folks, but they're not tech people. They don't understand any of that stuff. I mean, we run a digital ad agency, so we do this for people all the time. And we've got a bunch of SEO clients, but it's not just SEO anymore, right? Now there's all this authority stuff you have to add.
AEO and GEO. We got all the O's.
But it's
EIO.
But the rules are still the same.
Right.
You just got to be an authority, right? You've got to produce authoritative content. You've got to produce real content that has real value, that uses EEAT. There's an acronym called EEAT. You guys can look it up. When you write, you've got to think about that. You've got to think about, how am I writing? Is this authoritative? Is there proof? Do I have facts to back this up? And these are all the things we have to think about with the newspaper as well.
It's really good journalism. It's just requiring good journalism. Like a lot of people don't know this about me, but I went to, this because you know me, but I went to Hughes Center, which was a city school, but it brought in a program. It was called Hughes Center at the time, and it had these different professions programs. And the program that I was in was the communications program. So it was all about media at the time. Like they brought in Jerry Springer, they brought in Rob Braun, they brought in all these different people to work with us. And like we went and seen the Jerry Springer show live, like in high school. It's wild to say that now, like no high school's ever taken you to the Jerry Springer show, but because it happened to be filmed in Cincinnati and he was like just, the mayor and everything else at one time, like he was just a guy people trusted. So they took us down there and we watched that thing getting filmed. And so this is like some full circle stuff here, dude. It's like wild how much like we're coming back to like integrity and journalism and like really having to be able to in integrity and advertising too, because you can't just pretend like you know something now. It's going to get sniffed out so quickly. AI exists. People can literally today, Google just announced that anything that you can do in ChatGPT or Anthropic or any of these other AI things, you can now do it directly in Google.com. You could create agents, you could create media, you could do whatever you want inside their browser now, dude. You don't even have to use one of these services if you want. They built Gemini Omnia right into the browser where now it's just like agianic. The browser itself is agianic. They just announced that today. So like,
well, that's awesome. I mean, and it was a matter of time before Google caught up to everybody else.
Yeah.
And I think OpenAI was probably out in front of everybody. And then I think Claude with Anthropic, I think they started getting a little bit better than what ChatGPT was doing. It's a little more personal. Like when you speak to Claude, it feels like you're speaking to a person, not so much with ChatGPT. So I think people started drifting towards that. I noticed Grok is actually really good at certain things. Like they're all good at one thing or another, right?
Yeah.
But once I think OpenAI started stepping on the toes of Google and got their own browser, I think Google was like, we got to do something here. I mean, I got the Ask Gemini button right up here at the top of my browser.
But it's crazy. Microsoft and Google is both invested in both of those companies, OpenAI and Anthropic. They've got huge investments in both of them. So they, it's just all scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. And Google was never not going to be the guy. They're always going to do the thing to be the guy. They own the search. But like you said, now the rules are different. Like now you got 5 things to worry about instead of 1.
Well, I'll tell you what, when I'm looking for emails and somebody says something like, oh, Adam, did you see that email from so-and-so? Like, did you see what she needed help with? And I'm like, oh, crap. I just go into the little star thing inside of my Google and I say, hey, can you go through all the emails that were sent by what's her name and tell me what she was asking? And it'll just tell me.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Can you reply to her? Can you send me an email back to her with what we need to do? And then, by the way, can you send it to my development team so that they know what to do? It just, boom, right there in the email. Like,
bro, I have sandboxes built in OpenAI, ChatGPT, because for everything that we do, like on the technical side, shit that used to take me days to hours now takes me minutes because I have all my stuff already built in there into the memory, how I want it formatted and how I want it handled. So I can just literally, like this morning, these people just sent over a thing about a kitchen hood. Here's the hood we're using. Can you create the spec? All I had to do was dump the kitchen hood spec into GPT and it wrote the whole entire thing exactly how I would write it because I've already trained it how I want it to do that stuff. So like
my SEOs send me all these reports every single month for each client that we work with. And they're all PDFs from Google Analytics. It's stuff from Ahrefs. It's an entire Excel document that they put in, show me what went up and what went down. Actually, nothing ever goes down. So not when we're working on it. It only goes up, right? So all the things that go up, all the different blog posts we reply to, everything else, right? Drop all those reports into ChatGPT and I say, hey, write an email to the client. These keywords went up. This is where we need to do work. This is how many blog posts we produce. These are the keywords we went up. Like all that stuff in an email. I mean, that would take at least 2 hours to do normally, to go through those reports, see what we all did.
Oh, easily, yeah.
Yeah, and then I could just put it in ChatGPT. It spits it all out. I read that, and now I'm up to date.
Yep,
but it didn't take shit too. It didn't take me all that time. So, where we're headed, and I know a lot of people are afraid that AI is taking all of our jobs and all this other stuff, but, I mean, did the coffee maker take away coffee shops? I mean, you can make a 25-cent cup of coffee at your house, but, I mean, me and you are cheap bastards, so yeah. We'll keep doing it. I mean, I got my...
Look, I'm in the process of building HVAC to home performance into basically a thing called Verified, which is like a way for contractors to do high performance work and be supported and interact with builders and stuff like that as well. And it started out as one thing, but the point is, like, as I've been building it, the whole ideal has shifted because of how quickly all the AI stuff has shifted. Like basically with my interaction with ChatGPT and AI, it started telling me like, hey, slow down on all the coursework. Like everybody already knows all the stuff, that you're trying to build as teaching mechanisms. You need to really start integrating yourself and your unique workflows and the data points that you understand and what you can do into this and make this a data-driven platform instead of some kind of thing where contractors come in and they try to learn from you in an old school way, because all that coursework and everything that people have been making a ton of money on is about to become obsolete in the opinion of ChatGPT anyway. Because of AI, because AI exists the way that it does now.
Yeah, I mean, and look at the amount of work you can get done now. Stuff would pile up, and I'm like stressing out. I go for a walk in the morning now. I go outside, I do a little lap, a 1.5 mile lap or whatever, just to get the blood flowing. And, before I step on the scale, get a little sweat out and stuff like that. But
before you go see Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, before we go see Mickey Mouse. Hey, dude, look at my espresso cup. Melissa got me a Mickey espresso cup.
You've been down there less than a month and she's already got you fully converted.
Bro, look at this.
Disney World.
Look at this, our bag clips, bro.
Oh my goodness.
Look at the mini bag clips.
Kim, my wife, would love it. She's also obsessed with Disney and Mickey and all that.
She loves it, dude. I mean,
Oh,
I can look around here and there's the red panda book bag. There's a fan with Mickey's face on it for when we get hot at the parks.
oh my god.
We got all kinds of Mickey stuff, but it's cool to be in an environment where there's energy. I think outside of talking about all this AI stuff and everything else, I think being around places that are on the move. There's construction. There's a Homewood Suites going up right next to our place here. And outside is a sign that says, hey, if you want to invest in this place, you can. Like it's going up right here. And it's in one of the most popular areas in Florida. I mean, we're in Celebration, which is like right next to Disney. We drive 5 minutes down the street, take a right, boom, you're on Disney's campus. I mean, this is actually kind of part of Disney. Disney built this neighborhood. But you got a hotel going up right here that I know is going to be busy. I know for a fact. Matter of fact, when people come visit us, they don't have to stay with us. They can stay right here in this hotel if they, a couple people. I know it's going to be busy. There's businesses everywhere. There's energy. There's investors. There's houses here. We just go on tours through some of these expensive houses. I met the owner the other day of this $2.75 million house. The guy's an investor, commercial investor, builds hotels, all this other stuff, developer. He's like, hey, man, you ever want to go play golf at the course? Hit me up. I'm like, was this?
I mean, you make a good point. Like, regardless of AI and what it's all doing, like the real business is still going to get done face to face.
You got to be out. You got
to be out and about, and you got to get in front of people. Like, I swear, like I always like. In our industry, conferences rule the industry, and like that's where a lot of the business gets done and stuff. And I'm always remiss to go, like, I hate all the travel that's associated with it, but like they're impractical as hell. But at the end of the day, man, like that is where the stuff, like every single time I come away with a real lead or a real ideal, it's usually from those conferences. Like I went and I've met, and it's not so much for me the sessions anymore, like the learning. Like I can get something out of that if I try hard enough, but a lot of it I've sat through so much of that stuff so often that it's a little monotonous. But like the in-person interaction with the people that are there, you are always going to come away with something, and you are always going to come away with some kind of business opportunity that you're going to be able to try to bring into fruition. Like, and that's just, I think that's, exactly the same thing you're saying with where you're at, and being outside is being outside. In the hip hop and industry world, they're like, we outside. Like, well, sometimes you got to be outside to get the shit done. Like the inside cats never got any. The
last time I saw you, it was before we even moved down here, and you were at that conference in Orlando.
And, we got extra rooms. I was at a conference. I was down there at a conference, and you were down there doing, I don't know what you were doing. But I just happened to see on Facebook you were down there, and we linked up. Yeah, I mean, that is it, though. I mean, literally, that's it.
Well, now we got a place down here, Jeremy. So we got an extra room in there with the PlayStation set up for you and everything. So when you come down, you need to post up. There you go.
Half the conferences I attend are in Orlando, dude. So I'll definitely be taking you up on that. There ain't no.
And see, that's another good thing, man. Like, I mean, when you're staying somewhere like here, this is where all the conferences are. Miami, I can get on the Bright Line and I can head down to Miami in 3 hours and go to my place in Miami and hang out there and just go to a conference whenever. That's where. Yeah. This is where all these big people are meeting up at. Bezos, Ken Griffin, like all these big guys and these hedge funds and everything. They're all moving down to Miami, Yep. And both of these cities are huge for conferences. I mean, Vegas is kind of dying now. Nobody wants to gamble any. You can pick up.
Well, I mean, they're calling Nashville baby Vegas, dude. Like they're trying to get gambling legalized in Nashville now. Like it's the city of lights, dude. It is. My daughter lives over there. Destiny, my daughter lives over there, and it's in. I got 3 grandkids over there now, and like so I'm over there a little bit, and it's insane, dude. Like the downtown. I even from like when I first moved here, and the Bengals like were doing real good, and they were playing in Tennessee a bunch. I'd go over there to the games, and it'd be cracking, and the streets would be like crowded. But compared to what it is now, it is just like, hey, I've been here 5, almost 6 years now, and it's a night and day difference, dude. Like in the amount of lights and bars and crap that is down there. Like that's not really my scene anymore because I'm too old for all that shit. But like anybody that wants to go have fun, like, dude, that's the place, bro. Like that's where
people ain't even drinking anymore, man. You hear these young generation, they're not even drinking anymore, dude. So that's kind of good. They go out, have fun. You know me, I never drank, so I always had to babysit all of our friends who just want to get into fights and stuff. But I, me, I could go out and have fun and not deal with that. But I mean, Tennessee, the Carolinas, Florida, Texas, those are the places you really want to be. That's where all the money's moving.
Dude, it's like Knoxville is insane, bro. Like since I moved down here to now, like the number one, the cost of living is 4 times as much as it was when I first moved down here. And also too, the development is just insane. I'm getting ready to try to move to the outskirts somewhere like this year when my lease is up. We've been in the same place 6 years. This year when my lease is up, I'm going to try to get like out to Jefferson City or something like that where there's a little more land and not as much hustle and bustle, dude, because I can pretty much work from anywhere now the way I got it set up.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm gonna look at the other places, but like just like you're saying, like basically this down south, dude, it's hot, man. It's where it's at. It's where all the business opportunities.
Where everything's moving, and you got all this energy and everything down there. And you know, once they invented air conditioning, man, it opened it up. People wanted to be in the South, you know?
Yeah, oh yeah, dude. Air conditioning. That's another in Florida, bro. Air conditioning is like you could go. That's the nonstop money maker of down there. Like both my brothers, Sean and Aaron, are in Melbourne, and they work at an air conditioning place. And dude, the amount of business that they do into the season that other people don't get to do because their seasons extend so long is insane. And because air conditioning is used so much, they go out, the average life of an air conditioner is 8 to 10 years. Probably you could get 12 to 15 if you take care of it good and you get lucky. But like the average is 8 to 10. There, it's about a 5-year swing, dude. People are replacing their air conditioner every 5 years, just about 5 to 6 years. So like, cause it's being used so much and it takes a beating. So like even for the trades, the money, like especially air conditioning like there's more money to be made in Florida.
Now you got me counting years for my condo. Like when am I going to get assessed for a new air conditioner?
Well, are you on the water? You're not on the water, are you?
We're like a block and a half away from the water.
Well, you are. So you may like there's the stuff that's on the beach. That's another like those things are like 4 to 5 years because the salt water eats them up so bad. And there's like coatings you can get to like spray on have it sprayed and dipped that'll help extend the lifetime some. But even then, the corrosion just gets the shit. Dude, it eats it up, eats it alive.
Yeah, we're not far. So yeah, we're pretty much where the Miami Heat play. That's right on the water, and then we're like 2 blocks from that.
Okay, so
block and a half. So we're pretty
the beach or intercoastal.
Intercoastal.
So
they're not as bad. Yeah, not bad. Flying around and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, that's not.
Yes, that's fine. But
that's not as bad as being right on the beach. But it's something though. It's still the same.
Yeah. So now you got me counting these years. Like when are they going to have to, replace the condensing units or whatever on top of the building?
Yeah, it's going to be coming. For
the
sure.
fans and everything. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, man. I mean, so content credits I think is going pretty good. I mean, it's a little slow because I've got other responsibilities with the ad agency and all this other stuff too. But nobody else is really doing it.
So look, what's your advice to people out here trying to figure all this AI and marketing and stuff out? Like, what should they be doing? Like, what's the top 5 things you should think they should?
Well, do? Number 1, content, right? Number 1, produce content. Somehow, like you got to produce content,
not AI content. Though.
They don't really even care. I mean, so in Ahrefs, it does tell you if it's AI content or not. Like I would use it. We've got our own automated newsroom that we built, and it uses Claude to research, write topics, things like that. You still got to be able to come up with the topic. It's got to be interesting.
Let's preface it: generic AI content.
Generic AI, generic AI.
Yeah, because what you're saying, I do the same exact thing. Like I use it the same way to write all my shit, and they knows me. Like I program myself into the thing where it knows who I am, how I feel about stuff, what my preferences are. Like where I go to find information. Like I literally, if you're paying for the pro version, you get a pretty extensive memory with that thing.
That's right.
You can have it remember a bit of information about how you wanted to do business. So
ours, the way it works now, I put in a topic, I put in links to research that it could do, then I write something, right? So it's going to use that.
Yep.
And then what it does is it goes out, it figures it all out, it writes it out in however many words, 700 words, 1200 words. But what it does is the next step, it creates, it looks and it actually adds things to Yoast.
That's what I have it. Yep, I have it set up the same way.
So
yep.
Yep. It puts in the key phrase, the title, the description, the
Focus
slug,
key phrase, slug. Yep.
all that stuff automatically does it.
Meta description, like the whole nine. Yeah.
But
Yeah, dude. I mean, if you're not doing that stuff, your shit's going nowhere.
like,
dude.
why are you not? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
You're wasting your time.
Yep.
Like, I don't want to, and then it puts in 5 FAQs automatically. So it goes out.
Dude,
figures
me and
out
you are. It's so
what's
funny.
going to
I have
rank,
the same
what's in
thing.
there.
Yeah.
Dude, you could even use it to do the feature image. Like, you can even have it
I
created.
do. I make it the feature image a ton of times with it. I definitely do. And I also, too, let it do things like tell me what internal links I should use. What are some other outbound links I can use? You know what I mean? Like all the different elements that should be in there, dude. I have it all built in. Like even the ones that I have, because now that we have Yoast fully plugged in and everything, like I have a bunch of red on stuff that I had previously created. And you know what I mean with the green and the red little, you know, if it's good or if it's not. So like we're actively going back and repurposing a lot of content. And that's the other thing too about it is like once you have content created, it's evergreen, dude. As long as it's good, accurate content and you update it frequently enough, like you can literally repurpose that stuff over and over and over again in different shorts and just different methodologies to be getting it out there. Like especially any kind of video. Are you guys doing any mostly just print? Are you doing any kind of video or audio stuff at all with that paper?
Yeah, there's an AI application that we use that sometimes we'll add a video, but we're producing so much content. Like I'm more interested in producing more articles than I am spending a bunch of time doing videos. But video is huge because if your article has a video that comes from YouTube, so you upload your video to YouTube and then you embed it onto your blog post or whatever,
I do that.
It actually boosts it even more. Because Google's saying, oh, well, they're using more of our products. Like, this is great.
Send them that way.
Yeah. This is the article I want to promote. So, yeah, that's a good thing to be doing as well.
And have the article linked in the video, in the description of the video. So you got a cross link and it goes both ways. Like
That's right. That's right. Yeah. People just don't understand how all this stuff works. And a lot of times they're so focused on their business, they don't want to think about it, you know? It's not rocket science. It can be rocket science. Like once you get into Ahrefs and some of these applications, it's going to constantly tell you that there's missing links, that there's broken links, there's all this other stuff going on. Some of it is real, some of it's not. Some of it's just the way it crawled the page. But it's crazy. Like some of the stuff.
Let's be clear, the geo formatting does matter though. I mean, like you said before about the summary and the FAQs and the internal links, like that stuff that is like fairly new to the game as a requirement to be found. Like there was always the AEO and SEO, well, there's always the SEO and then AEO came in the game a little bit but like that particular formatting for the bots is like really, really new and people should really pay attention to making their articles that way. Because like I said earlier, we got found on AI a few times already because of doing that stuff. So like,
well, and you're not like PR is important. So one of my co-founders in Content Credits he's run a PR firm for 25 years, Dan O'Keefe, and he's with a company called O'Keefe PR. We had a brand new client with a brand new website, a brand new name, right? They were switching from Valkyrie to Narova. And Narova is a brand new company, right? There's a brand new domain name. The internet doesn't know they even exist, right? And they have no domain authority, right? Like when you have a brand new domain or you're starting a brand new company, there's no domain authority. Nobody even knows you're around. So we did a PR push for him. And from that PR push, we didn't just get backlinks. We got valuable backlinks from authoritative sources. So whenever you do a PR push, if your article gets picked up, you know, their name change is what the PR push was about.
And so how?
Yahoo News, by local news stations, all that.
Is there methodology for getting it picked up, like as a PR promotion?
Yeah, you have to send it out through like PR Newswire or one of the news platforms. So he has to pay every single month to be a part of those things. And then they charge you, I think it's like $2,500 or something to just send out a generic PR push. But I mean, you're going to get picked up by 100-something sources every single time you do that. But those are valuable links. And I mean, he's getting picked up in Dallas and, you know, San Francisco and Chicago and all these other local news channels are picking up this news because they're all looking for constant news that they can post about. Right.
Right.
And then they'll pick it up. They'll just repost that thing and add your link to it. And here it goes back to your website. So that's one quick way to just build domain authority and build quality backlinks to your website. And that's part of the AEO thing.
And that's something I never even knew about or thought about. I mean, I'm sure every people that are in your industry know, but as a person, just, mostly manage my own stuff and using a little help here and there. Like, I did not know that about the PR thing.
Yeah. Oh, you got to use it, man. I mean, I mean, if you can afford, just to send out one or two of those every 6 months or, once a year or something like that, just send out one of those. I mean, it's going to help you get ranked. What's going to help you with the authority? I mean, you've got the digital PR mentions. So getting cited in those like authoritative publications and not just linked to, like actually getting an article or your PR thing actually published, or speak at some universities, right? Like go speak at, a school, ITT Tech or whatever. I don't even think they're around anymore, but
Cincinnati State, let's say,
right?
Yeah.
Like if you're an HR professional or a HVAC professional, go there, right? Go to a local community college. Say, look, I'll speak at your school, but I'd love for you guys to write an article about me coming on the blog and link over to my website, because that's a .edu domain name.
Dang, dude, that's so smart.
Yeah,
That's so
.edus, .govs, .orgs. If it's not a .com, if it's one of those, they have more authority than just a regular old .com, like another business linking over to you. So that's a good way to do it. Speak at the universities, speak at trade organizations that might have a .org, or government. If you can get on any kind of like government website and they can link back to you somehow, try to do that, because that's even better. Like that's even the high, like really, really high authority. So you want to do that. Just make sure you're writing like structured semantic content. So any like question-based headings, like if you're writing a blog post, make it a question, put a number in it, bullet points. So if anytime you do unordered lists, which are bullet points, or ordered lists, which are numbered lists, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Google usually likes that. But you're always trying to be clear, be super concise with anything, any answers that you provide in your content.
We're even now, dude, like even with the vodcasts, like I've started taking this, and this is another ChatGPT gave me this idea, but now on the page, I reformatted our page. So now we have the vodcast, because we already had a page on the website, the vodcast page, where we're all, every episode's listed and all that. But now we are putting a transcript, right? It's a drop down where you can click on the whole entire transcript of the podcast and read the thing right in front of it. And above it, we have a GEO, AEO, SEO formatted blog article about the content. I've redone yours. I've redone a couple of them and reformatted them that way. And that's another big, like ChatGPT, like be found by AI suggestion, is like to turn all of your video content into blog content, because for some reason when there's the video and the blog, like you were saying earlier, it's easier for that AI bot to find it.
Well, even my newspaper now, right? Like my newspaper has a specific authority now, because we produce so much content, and it's all focused on the Cincinnati area. So you're Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, Cincinnati. So if there was like you know all about HVAC. So if you were to write an article about, hey, what's changing in the HVAC? What's going to, an article about your furnace. Hey, your furnace only lasts this long. Here's a way to keep your furnace going for even longer. And you were to write an article about that that's interesting to our audience, right? Answers questions, provides authoritative information that they think is valuable. It's going to add value to my website. It's going to add value because it's providing good content for the audience, but it's also going to help you, because then that gets linked back to you, and now you become an author on a newspaper website. Like if you're writing articles for us, I would have to list you on our author page. Yeah, and so you be on the author page, you would have content on the website, and then that links back to you. So now you're a certified author, certified.
I have an article up on that. Remember, I did a marketing article for you. Yeah.
Yep. So, you want to be consistent with that too. Yeah. So
I'll drop an article a month for you.
There you go. Send it over. Yeah, send it over. So that kind of stuff is important. So if you can get with your local news organizations, they're producing 25, 30 articles a day, right? So they are super authoritative in a specific niche in your city. So if you're doing business in Cincinnati and you get on Cincinnati.com or Cincinnati Exchange and you have articles on there, you're listed as an author on there, that's going to help boost your authority in that region.
Yeah. That, and it's like another that you make another point about local, because that's like, if you like our business, we do business nationwide, but I don't even have them up yet, but we're going to do so. We're going to do a local page for Knoxville and a local page for Cincinnati, but also because we're building a system where if you want to use our verified system, we'll partner with you as a contractor. So if we get a contractor in a geographic area, we're going to throw up a local page in that area and just start, producing local content for that particular area to help bring in leads for that contractor to feed back to that contractor that partnered with us.
Yep. Yeah. So, I mean, it all ties together. Like, you can't just be a complacent business owner. Like, you can't just go do your business and then hope, it's just going to show up. Right. I mean, things years ago, when Google first started out, all that word of mouth advertising, which is still very important. Like, a lot of the business I get is word of mouth, but everything kind of switched from like newspapers and all that other stuff over to the internet. Right. So I couldn't just spend money and get listed in the newspaper and get phone calls. Like, I now have to learn how to use the internet, how to use this tool, how to get found, what SEO is. Like, you can't just hope some advertising company is just going to put your ad in there and boom, all of a sudden I get called.
Especially not now, man. It's to the point where if you don't have certain things in place, you're going to lose, dude. Like,
somebody
they want to be able to do business on the internet. Like, that's one big thing we're building right now on our website is a chat bot that I have that is actually interactive and able to, it's up right now. It can do certain things, but when we get it remapped, it's literally going to be interactive where it's like, what's your project about? And it just guides them into the business that they need to be doing with us and closes the deal inside the chat bot. Like, we got that coming. We're building it through Zoho using a Zoho developer. And that's already like, people are already like, I love the chat bot, I love being on. Some people are like, I want to pick up the phone and call, which is cool because right in the chat bot it says, do you want to call or continue? So if you want to call us, you can still call us. But like, for the younger crowd that wants to do business and that's more and more, dude, like, there's so much stuff being written about the transparency of pricing. Like, people don't want to have to get a quote. They want to be able to push a button and do business. Like, you got to have some packages built where like, they're like, hey, how much does the air conditioner cost? $9,000 plus the cost of ductwork. There's a bunch of different ways you can do it where you could get your pricing right on the internet, push a button. This is going to be a funny video because my camera's turned and my arm's out of it the entire time. So that's freaking hilarious. But anyway, push a button and do business. Like, that's where the world's going. They want to be able to do business on the internet. There's still some people that are going to want to call and have you come out to their house and sit there and do a quote and all that. But more and more so, dude, people just want the instantaneous information and sell. And that is the platform as a contractor that you got to be creating to be able to do business moving forward. It just is the way it is.
And that's how business works. And if you don't like it, maybe sell to, another company or
neighbor Jim Bob.
Yeah, sell to somebody else that knows how, it's got a nephew or a son or somebody who knows how the internet works. Or private equity. A lot of these HVAC companies and stuff, they're all getting bought up by private equity.
Oh, P's in the trades big time. That's pushing a lot of this stuff this way. That's the thing people don't understand is like, the more PE eats up the trade, the less you're going to be able to do business the way that you did it before. Like, you're going to have to get on board with how business is being done in the modern world, because that's the way all these companies are going to be working very soon, dude. And like, the thing with the PE and the trades is they're now so savvy, they're able to make you think you're still doing business with the same mom and pop company because they keep the name, they keep the shingle. They were like consolidating and it was all AirServe or something like that under one name. But now they got hip that people don't like that, that feel of that PE too much. They want to feel like they're doing business with a local company. So now if it was Chuck's HVAC, it stays Chuck's HVAC. It's just owned by like Corporation X or whatever it is that owns 100 other companies the same exact way. And they're all connected together and, pricing and everything like that. So like, the game's changed, man. And HVAC PE is here and it has changed the way everything, including technology, is being done in the business.
Well, yeah, but they add in shared services. So they all will be on the same content management system, on the same hosting platform.
Correct. Yep.
They're all using the same quoting software. And it just saves so much money when you can you utilize all the same services. You're not using this piece of software and that piece of software, and everybody knows how to use it in the organization, right? So the PE guys are smart. They come in and they'll save money just doing that stuff, right?
Yeah.
But also, you guys, like, they're consistent with the voice, right? Like the brand voice, no matter what they do, where they show up. Bob's HVAC, right? Bob talked a certain way when Bob used to own it. It's important to keep Bob's voice the same when now a PE company owns it.
Yep.
Just like you said, right?
They found that out the hard way, yeah, but that's 100% correct.
Yeah, Big Bob's used carpet. Like, Big Bob doesn't own to use carpet
bathrooms, bedrooms, whatever the job. Why buy new when you got Big Bob?
Right. Yeah. See, there you go.
I never. We were probably 10 years old when that commercial was airing, dude.
Yeah,
that is hilarious.
But all those things. I mean, those big companies, like, yeah, they're owned by private equity or whatever, but they still get the little cartoon guy, right? They still get his little voice. You know, they'll do stuff. You know, all that stuff is just it's just all gimmicks, right? But that voice and that consistency that stays there, and that's really important to make sure you always have that no matter what you write. So you don't have the LLMs, like if you're using them to write your blog posts, you don't want it to talk in one voice and then talk in another voice, and then people start getting.
You have to police that a little bit too. Like I have mine set up really good, and a lot of me been into it, but it always wants to drift, dude. It wants to put that Chat GPT generic crap in there that, you know, like people, there's certain identifiers that if you don't watch it, dude, people will be like, Chat GPT wrote that, because it's so easy to recognize because it uses the same type of little generic lingo all the time when it's doing stuff. Like it'll say stuff like, and this is why that matters. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, get that out of there. Like we don't need that generic language in there. Like I don't talk like
also,
that.
You got KPIs that, and everybody know key performance indicators, KPIs.
Yep.
Some people may just be using, you know, Google Analytics, and that's what they're constantly looking at. They're just looking at organic sessions on their Google Analytics. Like you've got to look outside of that, wherever your brand lives, wherever that share of voice is. If it's on Facebook, you need to be looking at your Facebook analytics. You got to be looking at, if you're on X has its own set of analytics. All these different platforms, you need to be able to like look at all that stuff together, not just your GA, right? Like there's a lot of stuff out there where your brand lives that you might not even be thinking about. Like, oh, my brand lives out here.
Which is why we use Zoho Social and Zoho Analytics. It pulls all that stuff in and puts it right into an analytic platform and shows me, you know, the ticker on all of it, dude. Yeah.
Yep, that's what's important. But not everybody does that. You know, not everybody even thinks about doing that. I mean, even these articles I was telling you about, if you get, you know, you got an article out there in the world from University of Cincinnati or Cincinnati State or whatever it is, share those analytics with me. I want to understand like how that did for me. Or pay attention to, you know, hey, I just did this. I want to see what kind of effect it has. Because if I'm on a blog post for UC, you know, that may, you know, increase my audience for 2 or 3 days. But what's the effect of that? Like they're coming into my website, they're reading that thing on UC, they're clicking on my website. Where are they going? Are they just going to the homepage? Do I have something on there that welcomes them on the homepage? I know I just did that interview and I know it's going to bring me traffic. So do I have something, wherever that link's going, do I have something on there that's going to give them an offer or that's going to do something for them, right? When they get there, instead of just a generic homepage.
Yeah, man, there's so much. We could talk all day, but I think we beat it up a little bit. So, and then we're running up on an hour. And I was going to do a 30-minute session. Me and you always just get into
We'll just talk forever, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, come back down to Orlando, man. Hit me up that way.
I will. I'm going to hit you up. I'm going to take you up on it for sure. You already know,
all
bro.
The spots. I know all the restaurants now.
100%.
Take you to Charlie's Steakhouse.
Do all the old man shit. I'm gonna pull my socks up to my knee and
I know we'll go golfing
and tan shorts and go golfing and shit.
Yeah.
All right, I'll see you, brother. Thanks for jumping on, man.